very important work experiences of members of Club Ithaca based on the reality of smart working centers called job stations, established in Milan 8 years ago and in Rome 5 years ago. Let's get to know them closely thanks to Aldo, a very expert and a real true fan of this project job station. Aldo, the word to you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for inviting me at this European Clubhouse Conference. It's great to be here because with the Progetto Itaca in Italy, both Milan and Roma, with Francesco and Guido, there is a long collaboration. I think it's almost 4 years we are working together, and we are working together to make one important thing happen. It's to provide the solution to companies to employ people with disability, namely mental illness, in the workplace. And that's a huge challenge. That's a huge challenge that needs not only support, but needs a culture. And beyond the culture needs a concrete solution. And so today I'm here to share with you, for who doesn't know yet, the job station model, what the model is, how it works, which are the benefits, in the hope that you can adopt it and spread the word around it. And job station is a workplace inclusion model for people with disability. But we all know very well how including people with mental illness in the workplace is a huge challenge. And the culture around this is still, unfortunately, pretty immature. Actually, companies, people in general, don't understand that people with mental illness have left their, let's say, most intense part of their illness in the past. The people that are going to be employed, the people that are going to be proposed to companies as colleagues, they really left the moment, the most difficult moment behind them. And they simply need to be part of that society, like they are part of that society under a societal, sorry me for the word mistake, but what I say is that they can live a life, but a life is not lived fully without a job, or at least the job is a tremendous, it's an amazing tool to make things happen further. So the inclusion of people with mental illness in the workplace, it's crucial, and we need a strong culture. Please. Okay. Can you hear me? Sorry, I didn't get the point.
Yes, just rumors.
Okay, sorry. And so what? And so what the solution is job station. Basically, they are an easy thing. They are a smart working center hosted in places like Progetto Itaca, so places where professionals able to manage the mental illness are there to support people with mental illness to make happen a very simple thing, to make their abilities emerge. And their abilities are like ours. They only ask to be make emerge. The smart working technology help a lot, at least at the beginning, because job station is basically a remote office with a tutor, and the tutor is, for example, Paola, that is in this call, and I think that she will have something very important to share. But the message I tell you is, without the tutor, job station could not exist, because the tutor is that role that both support the person and support the company in this cultural journey. Because at the end, after 1 year of job station, after 2 years, the company and the job station are perfect colleagues, if not friends, like in any other situation. So the possibility to have this place, the job station, an office, perfectly fitted, perfectly equipped, we will see a picture about it, together with the smart working technologies that basically are those that allowing us today to have this conference in remote, which we know maybe it's not the best way to be together, but it's at least a way to be together with the abilities of people with disability that are there. And they only ask to be, let's say, make emerge. And so the point is that through that virtuous cycle of a job station, a company that employs a person, and the person that is absolutely able to work, job station is there. I hope that it's clear enough to all of you how simple is this model. The place, the company, and the person, together mediated by the tutor. I carry on and I show you a picture. This is Progetto Itaca in Milano. Their offices in Milano, and this could be any given office of any given company. There is a office part, there is a, let's say, relaxed coffee break area, and again, there are the tutors. This picture are the tutors. They are not visible. They have space. They are not always present under a physical perspective. I mean, they are there, but maybe they are not visible. But the point is that they are there to support. And this is crucial. And it's so good for a company to have the tutor as person to interact with, because a company can be supporting in mediating, in learning how to deal with a new colleague, which is something really trivial when you've discovered it. But at the beginning, the tutor is amazing. It's the key person to interact with and to build the trust that both parties need. And plus, the tutor is a strong support for the job stationer, because the job stationer doesn't work alone. It's with the tutor, but the tutor doesn't execute the task. The tutor supports the person, gaining the trust in himself, in herself, in perfectly executing his task and his activities. And again, another virtuous circle. If you have questions, please feel free to interrupt. If you want to comment, please feel free to do it. Otherwise, I carry on. And so what? The benefits are clear. The benefits are clear for the people with mental illness because they actually have a concrete, real job opportunity. It's good for companies because they make real inclusion and they have real work executed. And it's good for society because the culture that job station spreads, at least in Milano and Roma and Pavia and Monza, starts to be visible. It's a solution that is renowned. Long journey ahead still, but at a certain point, this culture, we as Accenture, we have many job stationers as colleagues, and they are perfect colleagues. They do their job, they do their stuff, they live their life, professional and personal life, but also having such a colleagues is a way to evolve. Even for the HR that has an active management on them, like on any other person. What else? The impact. We have 5 active job stations and many others to come because there are at least 3 talks now for opening new job station. So far, we have 87 job placement, almost 100. We hope to turn the 100 very soon. And 25 colleagues working in Accenture Italy. 25 is a pretty high number, but for us it's normal. For us it's normal because we are fortunately big enough to have the possibility to have 25 colleagues job stationer, but also it's easy because our HR department have really learned to deal with job stationer like with anyone else. And again, it's a value. That's the value that helps to abate, to destroy, to remove the stigma. Otherwise, if people don't see concrete things, yes, but, and this is not something we like, the no, yes, but. We want a concrete solution. And a concrete solution has been adopted by 15 other companies that now are active with JobStation. And the very good thing I'm happy to share with you that Accenture is a global company and we are almost 500,000, 500,000 people. And every year we do the Greater Than Award, that it's basically an internal competition at global level. And JobStation has been the winner in the community chapter. And that's amazing. And it's again, a strong recognition of how solid, good, and reliable this model is. And this is the ecosystem. And I just want to ask you very much to tell very much thank you, and please count on us to deploy JobStation in your countries and in your entities. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Aldo. Very clear and very convincing as always. And please, friends, if you have questions, do not hesitate writing on the question space for typing in Zoom, and we would be glad to answer afterwards. And yes, we could also underline that the final goal for many job stationer employee in job station is the definitive inclusion in the spaces of the companies, and it can be a goal for everybody. We try with everybody to reach this goal, but as you know, the space where you are working is not crucial nowadays. The crucial thing is how do you feel, if you feel integrated and included in the society through the work, through the relationships or not. And can we also go deeper? And we now hear the direct experience of life and of work of two friends of Club Itaca who tell what is for them job station, Dario and Maurizio. The word to you. Thank you.
Just a question. Sorry for interrupting. There is a very precise question. The economic model. The economic model of job station is straightforward, as the model is, because the company employs the person and pays the person like anyone else. So direct employment of the person, and so the payroll is on the person. Job stationer usually are part-time. So for the company, it's not a major burden to have to experiment such an innovation, because I say burden and I say innovation thinking about the new, because most of the job stationers that are on board now, they are permanent contracts. So the company simply transform their contracts from a term contract, because you start with an internship, then there is a term contract, and there's a permanent. And this is a way to have a progression and then a contractual and trust perspective. And usually we go and we arrive at the permanent contract. So basically the company pays the person for his job, like he pays me, like pays Francesco, and so on and so forth, like we are employed by our companies, nothing different than this. Plus, there is, in Italy so far, it's 250 euros per month plus VAT, plus IVA, which is the cost that the job station, so Progetto Itaca and so on and so forth, sell to the companies for the tutorship and for the desk service. Because do not forget that the job station pays the bills for the place, pays the furniture, pays the Wi-Fi, pays the internet, and so on and so forth, plus pays the tutor. And so it's very important the companies to receive this end-to-end service pay the amount to the job station. Nothing is for Accenture, nothing is for Accenture Foundation, is straight from the company to the job station for the service of workplace, and tutorship.
Okay, thank you. Maybe we can put the questions for the Q&A session time. And now we can see the video of Dario and Maurizio. Thank you, Director.
Nome.
Maurizio Dall'Acqua.
Dario Laudiero.
Azienda.
Falk Renewables, si occupa di energia rinnovabile.
SPB, broker assicurativo.
Di cosa ti occupi?
Inserimento dati.
Gestione di attività operative.
Da quanto tempo?
Lavoro da quasi 2 anni.
2 mesi.
Contratto?
Tirocinio.
Sono assunto a tempo determinato.
Orario di lavoro?
Part-time il pomeriggio.
Part-time al mattino.
Una parola per descrivere Job Station?
Accogliente.
Per me Job Station rappresenta un nuovo inizio.
Una parola per descrivere il tuo lavoro?
Soddisfazione.
Dinamico.
Una parola per descrivere il tutor?
Disponibilità.
Intraprendente.
Un aspetto del progetto che ti piace?
Lavoro in un ambiente protetto.
Il costante sostegno del tutor.
Un aspetto del progetto che ti piace di meno?
Non c'è nulla che non mi piace.
Ci sono troppe porte da aprire prima di accedere in Job Station.
How did you come in contact with JobStation?
Mediante la frequentazione di Club Itaca Milano.
What's the meaning of this project? What's the value to working in a more protected environment?
Il progetto mira a far emergere e valorizzare le abilità del lavoratore, in modo che questi possa acquisire sempre di più un buon grado di autonomia.
What's your job description?
La mia mansione comprende diverse attività. Quella che in questo periodo mi occupa più tempo durante la settimana lavorativa consiste nella suddivisione per mese di competenza dei talloncini della GameStop e la conseguente scansione. Inoltre vi è l'attività di raccolta e divisione e consegna della posta direttamente presso l'azienda.
Are you satisfied with your work?
Il mio lavoro è molto intenso, mi prende molto e mi dà molte soddisfazioni.
A significant episode?
Fu proprio all'inizio di questa nuova esperienza. Arrivarono non so quanti scatoloni contenenti talloncini da suddividere per mese di competenza e quindi da scansionare. In un primo momento mi sentii disorientato. Come avrei potuto gestire tutti quegli scatoloni? Poi, con calma, ne aprii uno per uno e, grazie anche al supporto della mia tutor, li svuotai mettendo le buste con i talloncini dentro gli armadietti. Molto probabilmente, in un periodo in cui il Club Itaca e il progetto JobStation non erano ancora parte integrante della mia vita, sarei andato completamente in tilt rispetto ad una situazione come quella appena descritta. In questo caso, invece, la mia capacità di adattamento ha avuto la meglio. Inoltre, anche il modo in cui sono stato accolto in questo progetto ha fatto la differenza. Mi sono sentito fin da subito parte attiva di una grande famiglia.
How did you learn about JobStation project?
Ho conosciuto JobStation tramite Club Itaca.
What is the meaning of the project? What is the value of working in a more protected environment?
Reintrodurre nel mondo del lavoro persone che soffrono di disagio psichico. Lavorare in un ambiente protetto è molto utile per cercare di ridurre lo stress che potrebbe generarsi nelle situazioni di interazione nel mondo del lavoro.
Make a job description.
Fondamentalmente nella mia mansione uso Excel per svolgere attività diverse. Trasferisco dati da un foglio ad un altro, trasformando il contenuto in modo tale da costruire database o fare confronti. Altre volte il contenuto del foglio Excel viene usato per caricare dati su una piattaforma esterna.
Where does your job takes place?
Il mio lavoro prima del Covid-19 si svolgeva prevalentemente in JobStation e qualche volta negli uffici della Falc, ma ora lavoro prevalentemente in smart working.
What relationship do you have with your colleagues?
Ho rapporti quasi quotidiani con i miei colleghi che qualche volta incontravo di persona prima della pandemia, ma ora incontro prevalentemente attraverso il confronto.
Are you satisfied with your job?
Soddisfatto del mio lavoro.
Tell us a significant episode.
Quando ho fatto il colloquio di lavoro non avevo un'idea precisa di quello che sarei andato a fare. Abbiamo parlato di curve di potenza degli impianti di energia rinnovabile, ma non avevo idea di cosa sarei andato a fare. È stato con il tempo che ho capito che ce l'avrei fatta a svolgere la mansione che mi è stata assegnata e di questo sono molto soddisfatto.
Good afternoon. My name is Simone Jacquet and I work in Milano for Falk Renewables, a group which develops and operates renewable assets, in particular wind farms and solar farms in Italy, Europe and in the rest of the world. Maurizio Dall'Acqua from Milano Job Stations joined our team almost 2 years ago now, and he supports us on a number of activities relating both to trading and to energy management activities. For the trading activities, Maurizio helped us to evaluate the quality of the production forecast of our assets, and so it's a very crucial role in our department. Our collaboration started almost 2 years ago, and there were many different phases in our relationship. When we started, Maurizio visited our main offices in Sesto San Giovanni in Milano, where he got to know the rest of the team, and with the support of human resources and the support of Job Station Tutor, we introduced to Maurizio the set of activities carried out by the Energy Management Division or the Falk Group. In this phase, we used to have face-to-face meeting in Falk offices or in the job station. At a later stage, we started meeting mainly in the job station, where I got to know Maurizio's colleague. And during this phase, we underwent training on the different activities that Maurizio carries out now on a daily basis for the team. And then to this phase followed a phase in which we collaborated via telephone or email. And at the same time, during this phase, we kept meeting on a weekly or bi-weekly basis. After that, the pandemic hit us, and so we all fall back to home office. And I must say that Maurizio reacted very well, and he has been very committed to our schedule and to our activities through all this phase. And during this time, we collaborated mainly via Teams or Skype. Of course, the interaction is less human, but we tried to always connect with the webcam so that we could see each other and we could really realize that we were there, and to try to keep things as normal as possible. It is not rare that Maurizio interacts also with the other members of the team, so not only with myself and with Job Station Tutor. And I think this is very important to build up trust and to build up the processes that makes a collaboration in a team effective and efficient. And Maurizio in these years have reached a very high degree of competence on the activities that he carries out for us. And I think that there are a few key points which help me and him to build this relationship and to make this collaboration very productive. So the first key aspect is the provision of background on the activity that we introduce in our collaboration. So before starting every activity, we took the time to introduce the reason why we perform this activity in energy management, which are the sources of input data, which are the outputs, in which format they are, what is their meaning, and who is the final recipient of the output. And I think that understanding the background of the activity not only helps Maurizio to work on this activity, but also engages him in the scope of this very same activity. The second key aspect is the training. So we took the time to do some training to build the files, but we took the time to do it together to understand every part of it. So after this phase, I would normally ask Maurizio to write a procedure in order to highlight all the steps and all the details of each step, so that when he works on that activity, that he exactly knows what are the steps and what he needs to do in every step. After that, we would normally go together through the procedure to see whether there are doubts or problems, and we can give some more detail. Once the procedure is complete, then we go to the following phase, which is the following key aspect, which is a sort of business as usual phase, where Maurizio follows the steps in the procedures by itself. Then it would do for, 2 weeks, 1 month, depending on the activity, everything by himself. This would build trust in Maurizio that he can carry out, he can do everything by himself. Another very important point is the schedule of the activities. So in Falk, we have monthly and bi-monthly weekly deadlines, and Maurizio performs some activities related to each of these deadlines. So we try to set out a precise schedule of what he needs to do on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, or how many times per week or per month, so that Maurizio is comfortable in doing that, in how much time he has to carry out what he needs to do, and also to schedule time for his activities within the job station, and of course also for personal activities, which is also very, very important. And in the end, the final key aspect is the collaboration with the rest of the team. I encourage the direct interaction of Maurizio with the other guys because, as in any team, this would build trust and effective same direction. I believe that the approach that Maurizio and I followed so far helped him to be comfortable in the activities that he performs and in the relationship not only with me but also with the other members of the team. I realized that while at the beginning Maurizio was a little bit skeptical when we had to introduce new tasks, now he is more proactive. He suggested to change the activities, to introduce new activities, which combines really well with the development of the team and with the plan of the group for the next months and for the next year. And while in the beginning we used to keep the conversations, in particular via Teams and via video call between ourselves, lately Maurizio suggested to participate in the group meetings. Not only our colleagues participate, but also colleagues we never met in person, and also the managers who we never met. So I think this is really positive, and I feel very positive for the prosecution of this collaboration, and both for us and for him. So thank you very much, and good afternoon.
Okay, thank you, Simone, and your speech has been very complete and satisfying. And we have now space for the question and start with the session. Okay, if we don't have any questions, I can start with a question to Paola, and I would like to ask her what is the role of the tutor of JobStation in your opinion and in your experience, of course. Thank you.
Yes. Okay. I'm working for JobStation since 2011, and is a great experience to support JobStationer and to stay in the office with them, because I know that my presence is important, but it's not the key point, because the job stationers, they are the protagonists of this experience. This is their works. It's an important point, but I know that I'm in the second plane, okay? And this is a value, because always often job stationer says me thank you because you are there, sometimes in silence, sometimes just a good word, a support, a sort of challenge to make this experience and to go away and during the contractor and in this experience. I think that the very innovation of this project is also the yes, the challenge, but also the how can I say you, in this period, with the COVID period, the approach of JobStation is very innovative, because we are living a new experience, and before COVID we were in the office, we worked together every day in presence, and now there is a very challenge to request the job stationer, and we didn't know if we were in this experience with the smart working. Okay, so now we are trying to do this new approach, and every day I connect with the video call with Zoom or with Teams, and we work together with a webcam. So this is a new challenge, but we are trying to reach a new goal. Okay.
Thank you very much, Paola. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And I see that there is a question from Beatrice. The question is for Accenture, for Aldo. How do you think we could collaborate to take our experience in other European countries or even to US and other countries? Thanks, Beatrice.
Thank you. As you know, we have our corporate citizenship team that has a key role in JobStation, and the corporate citizenship team is in any country of Accenture, and so they can be the perfect people to connect other countries with Italian experience and share all the outcomes aside. So absolutely available. There is Nicoletta Cremona that leads the corporate citizenship in Italy, and she's fully available to support to engage her colleagues in foreign countries.
Okay, then we have a question from Martina. How many times during your work, how many hours or week for the two members? So I think that the meaning is how many days you work, Maurizio and Dario, and how many hours, working hours per day.
I can answer for myself. I work 5 days a week, and in total there are 21 hours per week.
Okay, and Maurizio, I would like to ask you, how it was the change, this major change in over the last months, passing from the smart working in JobStation, that means working together with colleagues in a space that is not home, passed to a situation where you every day used to work at home. And do you feel more isolated? Do you feel more safe, more confident? How is your feeling?
Well, the change has not been very easy because, like Paola said before, we used to be in the office all the day. So it has been a challenge to work from home and stay contemporary in contact with each other. But I understand that this situation is necessary because of the COVID. It is a disease that is very easy to catch. So I feel safe myself in working at home. But at the same time, I like when I can get in touch with Paola and the other tutors in the JobStation.
Okay, thank you, Maurizio. And starting from the experience of Maurizio, I was thinking about the situation of many people in Italy and in Europe engaged in remote working. And now the question goes to major companies such as Accenture, how these major companies are dealing with this remote working transition. And are you providing any kind of services to let your employees more confident and more involved in your work time, in your work teams nowadays?
That's a very delicate question. I mean, this time is not easy for anyone. We have some guidelines on how to better, let's say, manage teams when from remote. But I would be far more straightforward, is speak to your people. Do not let them feel alone. Do not let them feel abandoned. Then we have this screen in front of us. We know that it's not the best way to be together, but switch on your camera and be yourself. At least it reduces a little bit of the distance, and have trust that this situation will come to an end, or at least will start phasing out. So be close. Do not overload people, and stay together, and switch on the camera.
Okay, that is very interesting, and make us also almost laugh, because it's so simple to keep the camera on, and the camera off can be a very obstacle to relationships, and but it can be also a protection for us, that we are forced to interact in this digital way. And I think that the time for us is going to expire. And if you are, if it's okay for you, Guido and Aminda, I give the word to you, and because I don't see any questions anymore. Thank you for your attention, and goodbye, everybody.
Thank you very much indeed, Francesco. Very, very interesting. I liked the end point about the cameras being on. And this event, we are also going to allow you to put on your cameras later on this afternoon so we can all see each other. So that's an opportunity to bring us closer together, even though we're in the virtual world. So thank you very much indeed for that session. Very interesting, very lots of things to think about. Lots of food for thought. We're now going to go straight on without a break. There will be one coming up after this session. We're going to go on to the future of clubhouses in Europe.